Welcome to another episode of TeeVo The Beard.
You know what we're going to say.
So I think for at least the first 5, maybe 10 if we can push it minutes, we'll do a spoiler-free review. This may be one of the more difficult movies to review and keep it spoiler-free. So the thing I will say that impressed me the most is that this movie was able to have an ensemble cast with multiple main characters, and
all the main characters. I mean,
yeah,
that was the most impressive, because when they did Civil War, there were some people that were missing.
Yeah,
I mean, it was still impressive that they were able to, put them together. But in this, you have a pretty much 90% attendance rate of the movies leading up to it.
Yeah, but even more than just putting them all together, what I was going to say is that it actually kept each plot line interesting.
Yes.
Where in like the first 2 Avengers and then Civil War, which is the unofficial Avengers movie, there were times that I completely forgot that there were other characters, or just didn't care one way or the other. This one actually keeps you kind of wondering what Team B and Team C are doing while this is going on. And that's why I would rank this one as my top Avengers movie. It's in my top 10 MCU, but definitely of the 2 official and 1 unofficial Avenger movie before this one goes at number 1.
Right.
So what's something spoiler-free you would say about Infinity War?
Spoiler-free or full?
Spoiler-free. I know, it's a hard one to talk about and be spoiler-free.
Cap has a shield in it.
Cap does have a shield in it.
Two of them.
Okay.
Each hand.
Okay. I did not notice that.
That's in all the trailers.
I did not notice that.
Okay.
So, yeah. Cool. Learned something new already. So, go out, see the movie, come back, listen to the rest of this podcast.
Excuse me! Spoiler alert!
And we're back. Hopefully you've seen Infinity War at least once, and because everything after this will be spoilerful. We apologize for nothing. If you haven't seen it and you're still listening, that's your fault.
You're not being fed directly through some kind of neural link this video, so This is free will.
Yes.
That we know of.
Yeah,
I mean, and we apologize, and for whatever reason, if you are being forced to watch this.
Yeah. So yes.
We can't help you there, but just try to shut off your mind.
But to everybody who can control it, this is your last warning to hit stop.
Yes. And
now on to spoiler territory. So which death was your biggest surprise?
Well, I was gonna say, It's a near 3-hour epic. I think we'll be here for longer if we kind of do sometimes what we usually do. And like,
we're definitely not doing a play-by-play on this.
Yeah. It's just way too much.
That's why I'm going straight to which death surprised you the most?
Gamora.
Yeah. That one.
I think I told you the other day when it was happening. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't like a shot out of the dark surprise, because
right.
once the scene started playing out,
mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, they're going, oh my, but I still couldn't believe they really did it.
That one didn't surprise me as much as it impacted me,
mm-hmm.
Just because of the character, and also because of the whole father-daughter thing. I went to go see this Saturday night with our number 1 fan, Saran, and before we went into the movie theater, I said, I have a couple predictions. I said Vision is going to die, which I think was the most obvious, because when you are holding one of the Infinity Stones in your body, chances are you're not going to make it. And I said Gamora's going to die. And I said by the hands of Thanos, actually. And of course, I also made the prediction about him snapping, but when they say it 500 times that he's going to snap, and he snaps throughout so many of the comics, I'm guessing that eventually they're going to make the big golden glove hand snap.
Well, even though, they do their really well in differentiating from the source material because,
Yeah.
the source material is source material. If you want a source material, read the source material.
Right.
But they do so well in, paying homage to where it comes from.
Yeah.
So something like as iconic as Thanos with the gauntlet snapping his fingers.
Yeah.
You got to.
Oh yeah, no, that and Vision were my easy predictions.
Yeah.
Gamora just made sense. I didn't think it was going to be because of the Soul Stone until she told Peter Quill that she had a secret, and then I was like, well, that's obvious what she's talking about there. I was hoping that the Soul Stone was actually going to be in the knife. Yeah, I was hoping, but but with it being a red stone, and I forgot which color the Soul Stone
and
was.
Also he had it. He had it.
No, I'm talking about, but the knife is shown before the whole
but I'm saying,
scene.
Well, he wouldn't have wanted to know where it was.
Well, he had the stone that was in the scepter that he gave Loki. So at one point he had an Infinity Stone already. So it wouldn't be too strange if he had another Infinity Stone and maybe he wasn't aware of it and gave it as a gift. Because that also was before he was looking for all the stones. I mean, Thanos isn't the brightest coloring pencil in the box.
But beyond death stuff, I really...
Which is hard to go beyond death stuff in a movie like this.
Yes, but I really like the recent trend of MCU movie villains because, when you start out, when any superhero movie starts out, you gotta do things to appease the people who read the stuff. So more or less, you have to do it kind of exactly the way the comic was, so that everybody at least feels like, well, okay, well, you wanted that, you got that.
Yeah.
I like now that we are 19 movies deep. They've established themselves. They have profited from themselves.
Yeah.
And so with that, the best thing they can do is to keep evolving as movies and as the writers do. So they give the villains more than just the twirling mustache, one-dimensional kind of thing.
Yeah.
With Spider-Man, when Homecoming, Vulture is a dad.
Yeah.
Who was shafted by...
Definitely one of the top villains.
Yeah. But beyond that, he's a dad who's trying to take care of his family.
Yeah.
You can respect that. Killmonger is someone who is a reflection on, certain society today.
Right.
Certain aspects of society. More than just, bad guy wants to take down T'Challa.
Yeah. He has a plan.
He has a plan.
There's a reason he's doing what
and there's
he's
a
doing.
purpose to him. I like that they gave Thanos something like that instead of what I perceive him. When I think of him from the comics, it's just the guy who wants to kill a lot of people for the sake of doing it for death.
Right.
Which still is not even that great of a reason, but in a comic book, it's scary.
But at least Killmonger and Vulture, have better reasons and more thought out plans than Thanos does. Thanos has a very general idea of what may help the universe, but it is not thought out at all.
I don't know. Maybe it was for me. I was like, you know what? Yeah. Because I remember when Kingsman came out. You seen Kingsman?
No.
No. Okay. Basically, similar idea, except it wasn't random. Sam Jackson's plan was to eradicate part of the population of the Earth to preserve it.
Right.
He was not doing it random. He was selecting people to
Which makes more sense already.
Be safe. Oh.
Yeah. If you just randomly kill people, who's to say who is left is going to be able to actually do anything to make the world better? Are you a farmer?
No.
Neither am I. So if we're the only ones left in this building and we need to eat, what are we going to do? I'm also not a hunter. I might be able to drown a worm or fish, if pushed. So when you're saying, okay, we're just gonna, and then also I was wondering, well, when the gauntlet takes away, or when Thanos takes away half the population, is it the entire population of the universe divided by 2, or is it, okay, New York has a big population, we're going to half that, then we're going to half Atlanta, we're going to half Wakanda, because that makes a big difference also.
Alrighty.
Because if everybody in New York is left, but all of Atlanta is wiped out because math, what are you left with? No offense to New Yorkers.
Right. Brave New Yorkers.
But remember, New Yorkers, without Atlanta, you wouldn't have these movies.
Well, you thought of it in a different way than I did. I just thought it was, well, then scratch my train of thought then. On to another death.
Oh, I was also going to say, though, and Thanos could have been part of that half. And he didn't really seem to, he either didn't think about that or he was willing to sacrifice himself if he ended up being part of the half that got ashed away.
I think he was okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, a stupid thought, whatever.
Well, no, I mean, there were a lot of people who didn't have the best ideas
No.
in the movie. He wasn't the only one.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, on to another one. So, I actually, you know, because this movie is riddled with people that are gone.
Yeah.
Whether it be all the way or at least for now in that we don't have an Avengers 4 yet released, they're gone.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about, what do you think the likelihood is that certain people stay gone?
I think that anybody who died before the Gauntlet is gone for good.
And for some of them, you know, as the movie starts out with, we see the death of Heimdall.
Yeah, who I forgot didn't die in Ragnarok.
No, he did not.
So the moment I saw him on the screen, I was like, he's gone.
Well, for him, you know, that's an easy one. Because throughout the first Thor movies, you know, he was a character, he was there. But, you know, what he contributed to the majority of the story besides the Bifrost, you know.
And if there's no Asgard to guard, are you really needed?
I will say that, you know, classic, you know, for his last big role, they finally give him more than just being the Bifrost guy.
Yeah.
But how far can you really go with a character like that?
Yeah.
So his last act was sending Bruce to Earth through the Bifrost. Made sense. And you're like, all right, if you're gonna go, go.
He did that last good deed. And
he paid for it with his life.
Yep.
What do you think about Loki?
I think the MCU and the MCU fans are kind of done with Loki.
Yeah.
So I would predict that he's gone for good, except maybe in flashbacks in future movies.
Because think of it, Thor has now seen Loki perish twice.
Right.
First in his opening movie, and then in his second movie, and now this.
Yeah.
How long are we going to torture him?
Right.
With watching Loki die.
Yeah, especially with this time where he actually cared, really cared.
Yeah. So, and plus, same with Heimdall. You know, Loki had but dissimilar to Heimdall, Loki has had a very full arc in his appearances, and he more or less redeemed himself in Ragnarok.
Right.
You know, he was still somewhat seen. I guess he was some kind of just not a good guy yet, but he became it, and we like him now.
Well, I mean, from the beginning, even in the comics, his character was more mischievous than evil.
Yeah.
So when he was first introduced as a villain, I didn't really dig it. I was like, no, I'm not worried about him. You know, he doesn't strike fear. If I was within this universe, he wouldn't strike fear into the heart of me like someone like Thanos does. So yeah, I mean, as much as I enjoyed him in Ragnarok, especially, if he's gone, I have no problem with that. And I'm glad they did it quickly, instead of trying to find ways to squeeze him in like they did with a couple other characters in the movie.
But I think they've done all they can with him. Yeah. They've told his arc, and to keep adding to that, I think is a disservice. So this really is more or less the better way to say, all right, well,
let him die a hero.
Let him die a hero, and if you miss him, well, there are plenty of other films you can watch.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. Yeah. We talked about Gamora. What do you think Gamora's gone?
I think she's gone. Yep. Because I think that the ones who died for a purpose, I think they need to stay dead, whether I like that or not, because that makes it actually mean something.
Right.
You know, if you just reverse time and now, boom, everybody is back alive, then what was even the point of the movie?
Well, I don't know. to get into that, because, naturally with a movie like this, naturally the day after it comes out, probably the same, more or less sometimes the day of, there are people who have many theories, as we were talking right now.
Yeah.
I don't think people are thinking that certain heroes will come back via the Time Stone.
Okay.
There's a popular notion right now that at least the people that disappeared because of the snap, not before,
right?
But some people have different thoughts about that. But a lot of people think that they are trapped in the Soul Stone.
Okay.
Gamora, and some people think Gamora as well, because, again, we're spoiling. We're not even going in order.
Yeah.
When Thanos snapped his fingers, we saw him in kind of an orangey hue world, which is the color of the stone. Who does he see? Gamora.
Right.
Now, again, they're not going to tell us whether right or wrong, but it did tickle some people's thoughts of, is that some kind of, what are you trying to say? Is he just imagining this, or did he actually go somewhere?
Which my reading was more like a fantasy type area. Yeah.
But nonetheless, I like that one. That's an interesting way, and for at least the heroes that just got raptured.
Yeah, basically.
That would be,
and I would love to see that come up too in the
term
MCU.
rapture.
Yeah.
But I definitely can agree with it more with those heroes that get disappeared.
Right.
Gamora, I guess I will need some more reasoning.
Yeah.
Than just seeing her, because I took it kind of as both, that he was someone in the stone, but he was having a fantasy.
Right. I think one of my theories coming out of the movie was that Guardians 3 is going to be set before Infinity War.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong? Okay.
James Gunn has said it will be after.
Okay.
He knows the answer to Spider-Man and Guardians, but he has no place to tell us about Spider-Man.
Okay.
Because that's not his place. But he did say on an Instagram post, when he replied back to a comment, that Guardians 3 will be after.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of
so yes, we found out.
So we may know sooner than later about Gamora, because I'm sure you follow her on Instagram.
Well, she's not she's not at liberty to talk about stuff,
right? But you tend to read things into things sometimes, and a lot of times that ends up being helpful.
Well, it's really not reading things when James Gunn just says it.
Well, I don't mean that. I just mean with other filming things when they give clues without giving clues, sort of thing.
Well, as someone who does follow, as you said, I do follow Zoe Saldana. But Marvel's really good about this stuff, and a lot more stringent than Marvel TV.
Okay.
Because she will post things, but they come after the fact. She very much takes videos, but I remember for Guardians 2, she was posting a lot of behind the scenes of being Gamora and all that stuff. But as people who watch a lot of movies know, that's not happening today.
Right.
That happened last year, but she is more at liberty to post it now, as opposed to when she recorded via said video.
Makes sense. Okay.
So she could be posting stuff right now, but I would be like, so this is behind the scenes of when you did it 2 years ago?
Right.
Or are you telling us something? Probably not, because she's one of the good ones. Now, if I were to read into Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland, there's the money shot.
Well, Mark Ruffalo is the one who said in an interview well before this that heads will be rolling. Yeah. And when he said that, I was like, I believe him. And I was thinking it was going to end up being more literal than it was. We saw more arms rolling than heads rolling in this.
So if I'm going to read into someone, those are, I think fans know, you two.
Right.
You two are the ones.
But sadly, they're not going to tell us too much about Guardians 3.
No.
Which, by the way, the intro introducing the Guardians in this movie was the best way they could have introduced those characters.
Of course, you gotta be able to have a real song.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny once, because when we're waiting for the credits, for the post credit, you gotta read everything, and it's like, wow, that was the only actual song.
Yeah, I like how they show that song, and then
the Black Panther theme.
The Black Panther theme, and then right after that, it's like, get the soundtrack on blah blah blah. For 2 songs? I know there's the whole scores and all that to go with it, but normally they at least mention those.
I guess I was just taken back. I was like, yeah, you're right. That was the only song I heard with words.
Yeah. So who's next on the hit list?
I mean, but it was popular for a reason because, like you said, he has it. He is carrying it all the time. It's Vision.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that kind of arc in it with him and Wanda?
Wanda has yet to impress me in any of the movies, and I honestly think that if she would not have been in this movie, it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. Her and somebody else who we'll get to are 2 that I was disappointed in this movie. With Vision himself, though, I felt most sorry for him because he had to die twice. Mm-hmm. At least everybody else got, once, no matter which way they died, no matter how horrible it was, once they were dead, they were dead. But
I like the first time he did it. At least that seemed a little better.
Yeah.
The second time was like, oh, that's what they call overkill.
Literally, yeah. But no, I mean, I liked Vision. I liked that they didn't really overuse him, even though they easily could have, being that he was holding the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
And that he was a plot device that was used very well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like I said, that was my very first prediction on who was going to die, just because.
Well, I think it was everybody's.
The most.
I
obvious.
think the moment that we found that in Age of Ultron and Vision is powered by the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, well, it's going to be a very hard scene whenever that's filmed.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were right.
Now, will Wakanda find a way to bring him back? Who knows?
That's true. But I think some of the people I was reading, watching, mm-hmm. will it be the same Vision? Probably not.
Right. Yeah.
But will there be something of a Vision like? Not the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it would not surprise me, but I also like the fact that Marvel left that very open-ended, so if they want to do something with it, mm-hmm. they can. If not, as far as you're concerned, all the information was wiped out.
Yeah, Vision. Yeah. You spoke of it. Who's the other person you were not impressed with?
Groot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really, the only reason they had him in this movie was to provide a handle for the axe. That was it. And I'm sure that the team of story writers they have and the Russo brothers themselves, if they had to, could have come up with some other way to get a handle. So that was one where I was disappointed in you, Groot. I always liked you in the Guardian movies, but this one, not so much. Yeah. But besides that, I mean, everybody else made their mark.
Let's see. So those are the people who perished before the snap, mm-hmm. the famous Thanos gauntlet snap.
Yeah.
So like I said, popular opinion is that they're gone.
Right.
And for some of them, it's probably best because what more can they really do with that?
Yeah.
So the people who got raptured, as I said,
half the universe.
a popular theory right now, and being only that it's been out for a weekend.
Yeah.
The popular
theories are subject to change.
And we have a year to keep changing and evolving with them.
Yep.
That they're in the Soul Stone.
Right.
But some of them, they're going to come back.
Yeah. Some of them have movies to do.
Well, at least with Spider-Man, because he has said, he can't wait to. I think one interview was like, "Hey, do we learn more about Spider-Man?" This, and he said, Spider-Man's pretty much the same as we saw him in his own movie. Yeah. He's really looking forward to expanding the character in solo movies.
Yeah.
So if that's not a hint.
Yeah. And Tom Holland's bringing in his Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if that's not a hint that Spider-Man will be back, mm-hmm. Guardians is a different because we know there's Guardians 3, but as the comics have shown, the Guardians is not set to be these characters.
Right. The Guardians just a title.
So just because James Gunn has said that he is writing and directing, Marvel has said, hey, this is when Guardians 3 is coming out. It doesn't mean it's those people.
Right.
Will it be some of them? Probably. I don't think they'll just completely refresh the entire team.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're actually working on a sequel to Black Panther. And I know that there have been different Black Panthers in the universe, but, you know...
I think we're going to see this one for a while.
You got to think, you know, Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa is going to stay.
Yeah.
So knowing some of that, you know...
Yeah, he's selling the tickets. It's not Black Panther itself. It's him.
Yeah. So knowing all that, you know that some of these people are returning.
Right.
The question is how and how they're going to do that. And I think that's why being trapped in the Mind Stone is a popular one.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they won't use some cheap, like, reversing time. But it is something that's, you know, not... you wouldn't have thought of.
Right. Yeah, I mean...
So what do you think of all the raptured folks?
I mean, I think there's some of them that we just might never see again. Because there were people that were taken up that won't matter. You know, maybe James Gunn told the Russo brothers, hey, I'm tired of making Groot toys. Can you take care of them for me? I can't kill them, but you guys can. Yeah. And we never see them again.
Okay.
You know, do we need Wanda? I mean, if she's not, you know...
Are you not a fan of Elizabeth Olsen?
I am a fan. And I really wanted to like her in this movie, even though I really didn't care for her in the other ones. But she just didn't bring it. You know, so many other characters brought their A game. And I'm not saying the actress didn't, but, you know, you can only work with what you're given. But yeah, I think that, you know, she might stay away.
Falcon and Bucky?
I mean, Bucky we're definitely getting back. Because he's White Wolf now.
Yeah.
So, if we're getting Black Panther, we got to get White Wolf.
All right.
So, Falcon, I want them to, but only if they start actually using him. You know, he's an excellent character, excellent actor. He's background, like 90% of the time, even in this movie. But he was background who actually did stuff, too.
What about Star-Lord, Mantis, Drax?
Definitely Star-Lord. I see him coming back because Chris Pratt fills the seats.
Right.
Don't make me say it about Mantis.
I think Mantis will be back only because
I want her to be back.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, they can't overload the Guardians with, you know, male characters.
Right.
And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Mr. Gunn knows right now. But I don't know if they're keen on introducing a lot of new ones.
Right.
And if Gamora is really gone, you know.
Yeah.
That seat's kind of vacant.
Yeah. And also, one thing that she did in Guardians 2 that I wish she would have done a little bit more in this is that the dry humor that she brought to it. So she has to come back for Guardians 3 just for the humor, if nothing else.
Right.
And I understand why they didn't overload it with her doing
it's a lot.
funny things this
That's
time.
a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that had to happen in this film.
Yeah.
What about Drax?
I like Drax, but, you know, I think that... I don't know, actually. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of... and I agree with this, and I kind of thought of this, but mainly because, you know, they've been hinting at it since we met Drax. So a lot of people think that he will be back from the stone, but he will perish by Thanos in a different way.
Makes sense. Yeah.
As he is one who he has said from the beginning since we met him, Thanos is the one I need to kill.
Yeah.
And he even tried many times in this film.
Yeah.
So
he made some bad choices too.
I think he is definitely coming back.
Yeah.
I think if anything, all of them are going to come back. Whether they perish a different way in the next one, that's a whole other story.
Right. Yeah, I think we're going to...
But I mean, what a way to end it. Yeah. I mean, even though, like I said, you know Spider-Man's coming back. Movie. Black Panther's coming back. Movie.
Right.
Some Guardians. Movie.
Right.
You know these people are coming back. But even still, if that's not a way to end the film.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's so gut wrenching, especially some of them. I mean, really all of them. Just for ones that had dialogue. I mean, just Sebastian Stan just going, Steve, and then just gone.
Yeah.
And when Falcon goes, it was like watching Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, because some of them, when they go out, it's just like poof, ashes, gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it's sad, but yeah. But then when you have, Peter Parker going,
I don't want Mr. Stark. I don't want to go. But yeah,
it's like, no, what are you doing with him? Bring him back.
Yeah, and even with Rocket and Groot, just because we've seen Rocket have to say goodbye to Groot, before, and I think that's something he really just doesn't want to do again.
Yeah, because he can't grow back this time.
No, well, especially from that.
Yeah.
So, my God, I was already shocked from the deaths we had in the film. So, wow. And
I did find it a strange choice that that they were written that way, where some people went out faster than others.
Yeah.
I understand why they did it as far as, story-wise, but it did still seem like an odd choice to me. Yeah. So, Samuel L. Jackson, you got to give him you got to give him the last word there.
I like that they almost dropped the first MFer in the MCU.
Yeah.
I think it's close he's going to get.
It is, yeah.
But
So Logan still has him beat right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just still, I just couldn't believe that this was happening in a great way. Yeah. Because again, they do so well in making us be on the edge of our seat.
Mm-hmm. And see, that was one of the things though that I sometimes forget how deep I am in the actual comics part. So the fact that he snapped and half the universe poofs away, didn't surprise me.
No.
Had they not had any people with talking parts, I probably would have walked out disappointed. Doing that did put a little bit more heart into it, at least. But even so, there were people, when Iron Man gets stabbed, there was I don't know if it was a man or a woman that was sitting behind us in the theater, sobbing. Like boo-hooing, snot, tears, the whole 9 yards, and I'm just sitting there like, he's gonna be okay. Iron Man, I wasn't worried about it 1 second from this whole movie. So just it gave me an interesting perspective because I was surrounded by people who weren't necessarily comic fans.
Well, let me ask you this: are you saying it's a bad thing?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I think
it just surprised me because, like, at the very end, when the beeper shows the Captain Marvel logo, there were these people beside me that were like younger than us who had to Google what that logo was, and I was sitting there like, that's Captain Marvel. I thought, not everybody knows this. Not everybody's been reading it since the 90s.
I was about to say, I think that just shows a testament. The dollar sign show, of course.
Oh yeah.
I think it just shows a testament of this franchise that I think they said from the beginning, you don't have to know.
Right.
We will tell you.
Yeah.
Just come in, enjoy the ride. And I think that's one of the reasons I put this franchise way over DC.
Oh yeah.
Because they really it's like they're trying to switch and bait you. It's like, no, don't you don't have to know anything. Oh, you didn't know that?
Right.
That's the feeling I get from watching.
You have to know about Superman going into Superman.
Yeah. But they're like, no, you just watch our movie. What are these things? We can't explain everything, guys.
Right.
Whereas Marvel is very user friendly because I went with a group, a family, and I know at least one of the people I went with. I don't know if he was caught up. On side of caution, I knew he didn't watch a lot.
Right.
But he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Just as a movie. And I just thought, man, that's great. This guy doesn't read, doesn't watch, but just wanted to come enjoy the company, enjoy the experience of seeing a movie. And I just thought that was really cool.
But this wasn't his very first one.
No. But maybe in theaters.
Because
theaters, but
I don't recommend anybody make this their first MCU movie. But I would be interested to talk with somebody that. For some reason they chose this one.
No, I think this may have been his first in theaters.
Okay.
But not the first ever seeing one. But I just thought that was great that, we all weren't on kind of a same plane. Like with you and yours, it sounds like you weren't all on the same plane, but you're watching this movie, you're all enjoying this movie, very different degrees, and that's all kosher.
Yeah. This the showing we went to, it had one of the most diverse groupings of people I think I've seen in a theater before, especially for something like this.
And that's awesome.
I would not have walked in and thought, I'm definitely seeing a superhero movie here.
Yeah.
I would have walked in and gone, am I in the right theater?
Yeah.
So,
but it just shows a testament of how they evolved because, phase one. Yeah. 2008 to 2011, you walk in the theater, you're like, I am seeing a comic book movie.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for the first row where everybody's dressed up as characters,
but
the t-shirts will definitely.
But as they keep going, you're like, until now, you're like, am I seeing?
Yeah.
Am I seeing a massive comic book movie?
Right.
And again, like I said, the dollar signs show.
Yeah,
dollar signs represent that.
Yeah, because as of this recording, this movie's already past Force Awakens for opening weekend.
Yes, and and I saw this from comicbook.com, but I figured it already. Just to sort of salt on the wound, it already made more than Justice League in its whole run.
Oh yeah.
Again,
man, mind blown.
When I saw the opening weekend, I was like, I'm no box office expert, but I think that is more than what Justice League made.
Yeah.
But we're just going to leave it there.
Yeah. It's like, I don't math, but this number is bigger than this number.
So the last thing I wanted to talk about was the future. Because, when they first said that they're making Infinity War, the one that came out this past weekend was going to be part 1. Right. And the one that coming next year will be part 2.
And I'm so glad they changed their minds.
Yeah, they've since abandoned that title. Yeah. I think obviously it's going to be the second part of it, but we don't know the name yet. As of right now, it could be being said right now.
Could be.
So nonetheless, we knew what we were getting into, and now that part 1-ish is out, we know what's happening. Everybody can't help but speculate what's going to happen later. So I want to see if you have any initial theories after seeing it, because I've now seen it twice. I have more concrete way of how I want to think about it. Okay. Again, I'm open to be wrong, i.e. when I see the next movie. My thing is, in the Infinity Gauntlet comic, Adam Warlock played a very huge role.
And that's exactly where I was going, yeah.
And I don't think Adam Warlock is going to do that.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
I think they're going to substitute characters.
See, that's why, in my mind, that's why he was introduced in Guardians 2, is to lead up to this.
I don't know why he was introduced, other than just for maybe fanfare. Again, open to be wrong. Fully open to be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we've yet to see Howard the Duck do more than make a cameo.
Yeah. And I was not an extra. I can say this 100%. I was not an extra in these movies. Yeah. So I don't have any form of inside information. Yeah. I'm only going with, various knowledge of seeing, reading, believing. I think that Captain Marvel will play the Adam Warlock role. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I know we're not going to see Galactus.
Yeah. Or the Inhumans.
Yeah, because that's the thing. There's a lot that happens, because I assume you're talking about the 1990s.
Jim Starlin. Yeah. Jim Starlin, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of characters that Marvel doesn't own.
Or want to use.
Yeah, that were very prominent. Inhumans. Silver Surfer. That were very prominent in Infinity Gauntlet. Alf. He's in the background of one of the scenes.
I know.
So, yeah, I think... I mean, while I have no doubt, of course, that Captain Marvel will play a role in it, I'd like to see them go to the roots and use Adam Warlock and not make him just this one-off, introduced him character.
We haven't seen him. We just been very teasingly introduced. So, for all we know, we don't know what they're going to do with him. Yeah. They're setting up. That scene was setting up not only the next Avengers, but Captain Marvel's film. Right. We're going to really know Captain Marvel. And Kevin Feige has said she will be the most powerful character they've introduced. Yeah. Hero. Yeah. And knowing that, way when, because he said that, but, kind of think, oh, okay, sure, okay, what we got? Yeah. Then you see the film, and you think of, okay, well, how are they going to resolve this? And you kind of think, I kind of thought about Adam Warlock's role. And I think she'll be that role.
Okay.
And, you know, we are in a time where we need to see more, you know, female heroes.
Yeah, yeah.
If that's not a great way to showcase that.
But if you do that, they're definitely going to have to explain why from the 90s to now you've never called on her before.
Well, I think that will be in her film.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong. I am a fan of Captain Marvel, you know, ever since Kelly Sue DeConnick started writing it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't that familiar. I mean, I was aware of Miss Marvel, Carol as Miss Marvel, but when she made the transition to Captain Marvel, you know, I didn't know until I started reading, and I just really liked what I read, you know, and that could be because of the writing that was introduced with it at the same time. But I really like the character, and then I love Brie Larson. She is my captain.
Right.
And I mean, she probably never sees this, and Brie Larson, if you're listening. But every time she posts like stuff on Instagram, I just say, "You are my captain."
Yeah.
She probably never sees it.
Yeah, you never know, though. That might give her that little extra oomph of inspiration.
But she is my captain. So just the notion that she is playing this character, she will be introduced, she will have her own film. I mean, I couldn't be more excited.
Right.
But I think, but even with all that, I couldn't help but notice when Fury was paging her.
Yeah.
I gotta think. So it took this, everything else.
Right.
You thought, oh, we are okay.
Avengers got it. Yeah.
But this, I mean, don't get me wrong. When people literally disappear in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
And then including your eye, by the way. And then including yourself.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a great reason to finally call upon this person.
Right. But like the first attack on New York, you couldn't just be like, hey, can you at least give us some advice?
Yeah. Obviously, you know, this, as you said, this film is going to take place in the 90s. And I don't think they're going to age Brie Larson.
No.
I think maybe there's a reason why she's not readily on call.
Yeah, I'm having a feeling it's going to be something even deeper in space.
Yeah.
You know,
so
maybe Kree related.
Maybe. Probably. Most likely.
Probably, yeah.
So,
hint, you know.
So, but yeah, I couldn't help humorously thought that as well. As excited as I was like, so really now?
Right, yeah. You've always had this in your back pocket. And
literally, maybe.
Yeah.
And I'd love to look at past movies. I know that's not going to be there. I wonder, like, I want to look at his belt and be like, is that pager there? Is that pager there?
Right, yeah.
I know it's not there.
Skim through each movie now with a fine-tooth comb. No, I would like if they did that, because one thing that I've learned since Days of Future Past, ever since I saw that movie, every other time I've gone to see a superhero movie, I leave the knowledge of the comics at home. Because Days of Future Past, pardon my English, but pissed me off so much by making it a Wolverine movie that, you know, I was like, no, in order to enjoy these, and kind of come in with a fresh slate. I keep the general idea of the characters, but, you know.
Well, I mean, this is speaking full bias for the Marvel, not Fox Marvel, not Sony Marvel.
Right.
Which we'll get into, if we have time, we'll get into Sony Marvel.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw certain trailers.
Oh, yeah, no. I saw the movie I'm not going to see.
Or, you know, we'll get into that if we have time. But I like to think Marvel, but they're still going to at least honor the source material. Yeah,
but and I'm glad that I did that. I'm glad that X-Men made me do that before Age of Ultron. Because even though that movie has enough problems on its own, if I would have gone in with the Hank Pym making Ultron, that would have ruined it for me right there. So I left that at home, went in, kind of enjoyed the movie, and then went back to enjoy the original Ultron.
Right. So, but that's my main until something tells me otherwise.
Yeah.
That's my main thought.
I mean, I approve it. Either one works.
Yeah, well, because I just feel if we're going to introduce a major player, but then again, it's not the first time they would do it.
Right.
You know, I like that everybody in this film, there was not really anyone new.
Right.
Like, the only reason Peter Dinklage's role was kept a secret, because if they told you the character, you would Google it, because, I mean, everything Asgard, it's based on an actual deity.
Right.
So you look at what that
he
guy...
He was kind of important.
You look at what he does,
yeah.
You know, you can't help but think,
I like that they made him a giant dwarf.
Oh, yeah, that was wonderful.
Yeah.
But everybody in this film, you didn't really have to get introduced to.
No.
They were new, but unlike in the
even
first,
with Wakanda, and I use Wakanda as a character.
Yeah.
In this, they were just like, "Hey, we're here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the first Avengers, you got to know Hawkeye a little bit more.
Mhm.
So in some ways,
But you don't see it all now.
well, I love how it made sense. It made sense. It made sense.
It did.
And I'm sure you, as an actual family man, you could understand why he and Ant-Man.
Yeah. He was like, "I'm waiting this one out."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have actual lives.
And my saying from all these movies goes, if you don't see them die on screen, they're not dead.
Yeah.
So.
But they introduced people. The second Avengers introduced the Maximoffs.
Mm-hmm.
This one really didn't introduce anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, the Black Order, sure, but we saw what happened to them.
But even then, they weren't. And if I had to nitpick something, they weren't really introduced.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, we're Thanos' children, and now we're going to kill you.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, so that's it.
But part of the reason why I think Captain Marvel will play the Adam Warlock role in this is because the teaser. That's setting up for her own movie. Yeah. So by the time you will see the next Avengers, you will theoretically had seen Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and theoretically been a fan of her.
So when she bursts on the screen, it's not like, who is this?
Right.
It's like, oh my goodness, it's Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Whereas if they have to introduce Adam Warlock, there's intro, and there's about 25 minutes they have to put in for explanation, introduction.
Right.
Whereas if it's Captain Marvel movie, jump right in.
Right, exactly.
But again, open to be wrong.
The other thing that I do like about this...
Adam Warlock could be announced as the actor right now.
Could be.
I mean,
we could be corrected on so many things just while we're recording.
I told
with the speed of the internet.
I told you the James Gunn thing.
Yeah.
When you said it. So
yeah.
So we're open to be wrong about this.
One thing that this movie did very, very well also, which is difficult for 10 years worth of movies to do, is everything that happened in the past 10 years has led to this.
Yes.
You take even someone like Thor.
Yes.
Ragnarok Thor is the only one that would have fit in this.
Mm-hmm.
Dark World, original Thor, would not have fit into this movie. You get Ragnarok Thor, who has been through some stuff.
He would have died.
Yeah.
The other Thors would have died.
Yeah. And, you have Ragnarok Thor meeting the Guardians. It's the only way it would have worked story-wise. The only way it would have made sense, even in I use this term very loosely, realistic sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like... and I'm also glad that they didn't, because, Civil War, we see Cap and Iron Man fighting. They've not made up yet. And I like that. I like they did not take a second away from this movie to go, okay, these guys need to shake hands and then fight. It's like, no, they're just kind of fight their own thing.
They might shake hands the next one, but
they might.
Arguably, they were busy.
Yeah. And other companies may have made them take time to, okay, we had to make up. We need to hug and be best friends now while there's a friggin' war of the universe going on. Yeah.
Just another side note about this film that I really enjoyed, but I shouldn't be surprised because this company has done so well in mixing humor in these moments, but when it gets time to be real, they do it. They do it, and it doesn't feel like the humor was kind of out of left field or the deepness of it all. What felt out of left field.
Right.
It felt the same. So even in the moments where it did get super serious and they kind of said something fun or did something fun, you still felt it. You felt both.
Yeah, the parts where I laughed the hardest were parts where a character from Guardians was on screen.
I am Steve Rogers.
Yeah. And it made perfect sense during that.
And I love that I like to think some of the writers have been watching the internet because I don't think could be wrong. We all could be wrong.
Right.
But I don't think they would have pushed for the scene with Rocket and Bucky had it not be for the thousands of memes that's come out since the introduction of Rocket and his fascination for prosthetic limbs.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting that arm. Yeah.
How much for that gun? Not for sale. What about the arm?
Yes.
I mean, because, from the moment Guardians 1 came out and, with us knowing Bucky has an arm.
Yeah.
the internet has thrashed upon the idea of Rocket taking it.
Well, like we discussed Saturday when we were talking about S.H.I.E.L.D., these writers are secretly on the forums.
They're probably making the memes.
They could be. They're like, we're going to make this work. You'll find out in about 5 years why this works.
But just little stuff like that. I like how just they listen. They know how to at least make most of us happy.
Yeah.
Because I won't say all, because everybody has a problem with something.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, this is not, and none of them have been, what I would really consider a film. Mm-hmm. They're definitely movies. It is pure entertainment with some heart in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they know that that's what they're making, and they make it well.
Yeah.
They're not trying to be these deep, philosophical, life-changing...
Christopher Nolan's Batmans.
Right, yeah. And so they're going in there, it's like... Hey,
and that wasn't a stab to Christopher Nolan, but they were they were very well made.
Yeah.
I think that's where...
And that's why it has to exist as a trilogy and nothing more.
Yeah.
Where these can keep going, and like Kevin said, he sees no end for the MCU.
The end will be whenever the dollar signs stop rolling.
So when literally half the population is snapped.
But I think that's why, again, not to pick on him, I think that's the shortcomings of the DCU side right now. They're trying to be the super serious ones that they were known for, but they're having to force a competition with Marvel and be lighthearted, and that's where Justice League felt uneven.
Right. Well, Justice League also...
I mean, don't get me wrong. When they made the jokes, they were funny, but did I feel they were, out of left field? A little bit.
Justice League also, though, suffered from having the exact generic script that Ragnarok had and not doing it well.
Yeah.
It's like almost... I made the mistake of watching them one after the other, and Justice League totally fell short.
But overall, I mean, I just really appreciate the humor in it, and I love the character interactions. And again, this cannot happen without 10 years of hard work. Yeah. And, the fans, wanting more, getting good filmmakers, getting good producers, getting good actors. Yeah. And
learning from their mistakes.
Yeah. But, when they all met each other, you didn't really second guess. It was like, of course they're going to. Yeah. When Doctor Strange opened the portal to go see Tony Stark, you're like, you're not thinking, what is Doctor Strange doing with him? And when Star-Lord met Iron Man, you didn't really guess.
And one thing I gotta say about Doctor Strange is, I think I like him best in other people's movies. It's like...
I was talking about it with other people, and, I think this is going to be a great tell of Doctor Strange in the future. Yeah. Because in the first one, I mean, it's the origin movie. Yeah. There are things you have to do. Right. Now that that's over.
Right. Now you can actually use him.
We can start rolling. And I read a rumor that they're trying to look at Nightmare to be the villain for the next one. Okay. Again, another one. Doctor Strange, he's iconic. There's going to be another one. Right. He's already said it. But just, now that we don't have to worry about, he's got to learn how to do his powers. Right. He's got to learn what this does.
I think it fell in the same category as the first Captain America movie, where Doctor Strange wasn't a bad movie. No. It just took too long. Yeah. The first Captain America movie wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. It was way too long. It was like 2 times too long.
But as they start rolling... Yeah, they're able to up the ante because
you look at Winter Soldier and compare that to the first one.
That's no comparison. No, Winter Soldier is so its own thing.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying about the real world aspects of it, where they learn from their mistakes. So you have something, like Captain America that was and they've not done another origin movie that's as long as the first Captain America was. You take Iron Man 3, as much as we, some of us badmouth it with the twist that they took. They've not repeated that. No. With Age of Ultron.
It was something that they gambled on, and they gamble a lot. Yeah. And they don't always win.
But even when they lose, they still walk away with millions.
Oh, yeah. Iron Man 3 is still one of the biggest films. So, really, did they really lose?
Yeah. And then you take Age of Ultron, where we all have problems with, but they've not repeated any of these problems. No. So, and that says a lot about the people working on this.
Yeah. And again, Mr. Feige is Thanos too.
He is the MCU. He's the Watcher.
He is the Watcher. Yeah. He is probably multiple characters. He is just everything.
Right. Because he is MCU.
When I hear him talk, when I hear him give what he can tell us. I just trust him.
Yeah.
I know if it has his seal of approval, if he, and based on what he says in interviews, I got to think, I mean, guy, you really not giving me any reason to not trust this process you're on. So so if they say like the next one is so-and-so movie, I'd be like, okay, well, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, we were going to trust him to make an Inhumans movie, so.
And then he trusts himself. He's like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff Loeb, you do it.
Yeah.
It's not staying on me.
You can ruin it. It's like,
but that's why, I can't wait for this. And I'm a little worried that we're going to have to wait till Avengers 4 to learn about the future.
Right.
Because the future we have so far is Avengers 4, Captain Marvel,
right,
Spider-Man 2, supposedly Black Panther 2 and Doctor Strange 2, and definitely Guardians 3.
Right. All
characters we know. Mr. Feige, I want to know, who do we not know?
Right.
That's the ticket there. But
I mean, we kind of know where Chris Evans stands.
Yes, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Again, I think if we're getting into that, I think the MCU trinity of heroes, I think they're done. Yeah. And then it'd be okay. I mean, for God's sakes, if you want to watch them,
they're there.
There are plenty of movies.
Yeah, there's more than enough things to watch. Yeah.
But I really want to know what, because you can't just fill the future with just plain sequels. There are going to be new people.
Oh yeah.
But I'd like to know who.
And the Marvel database has more than enough that Fox nor Sony owns.
And if it goes through, they will own the Fox. So
right. Yeah.
I just thought after this movie, we'll start knowing more.
Yeah.
And as of Monday after its release, we don't.
No.
So
we know nothing.
I'm a little worried that are you really going to make me wait the next year for me to learn?
I mean, as much as we compliment them for keeping secrets, it's
painful. But it's worth it. But it's worth it. It's like the good. We hate you for it, but we don't really hate you.
Right. Yeah.
But if we're going into the future of like the main three, the Cap, the Iron Man, the Thor,
right?
I have theories.
Okay.
I think Cap will die.
So do I. I was surprised he didn't in this one.
Well, but I think I wasn't surprised for like the main three, like the Iron Man, the Thor, the Captain America, because there's one more movie.
Right.
So, I was just surprised on.
Well, I just figured they'd bring him back in the fourth one.
So. Well, they might bring other. They don't want to do that to you twice.
Right.
I think they want to make sure whenever he goes, it's one time, so you don't have to get gut wrenched twice.
There you go. Yeah.
But I think Cap will go. I think Iron Man will retire.
So do I.
Because he's hinted at twice now, and from the beginning of this movie with his character, they were kind of giving him a reason to not do Iron Man anymore. I think Thor will also not retire, but Thor will
rebuild Asgard.
And he is the king now.
Yeah,
he can open the Bifrost himself. He doesn't need a Heimdall anymore. Nope. So that was another reason why I don't think Heimdall's coming back.
No, and I love that they brought the axe in.
But when was the last time you? When was the last time you saw Odin go on adventures?
Exactly.
He doesn't. Thor, when he rebuilds Asgard, he will have to be king.
Yep.
And that's will they have other Asgardian characters to play with? Probably, but it won't. It'd be okay if it wasn't Thor.
Right. Yeah,
and again, all three of those dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we would be sad to see them go.
Right.
But by God, look at the films they've done.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not like this one also, I give it credit, this film, because there was no leader in this film.
Yeah.
Where the other Avenger movies
if anything, if you had to pick a leader of the film, it really was a Thanos.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, as far as like the first
that's why
Avengers,
I said as a film, not a group and plots and all.
Because the first two Avengers was very much more Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, Civil War was technically a Captain America movie, but Iron Man was still very heavy in there.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that we didn't have that one central good leader.
Yeah. Everybody had their thing to do. And the way they balanced that was really freaking cool.
And then it all culminated in Wakanda against the Giant. I swear that they looked at the underside of a lawnmower and was like, that would make an excellent design for for the villains to
use.
A
terrible machine that scare you.
Because it was like when it comes out of the ground, like that's a lawnmower. It's a terrifying lawnmower.
Very terrifying.
Still.
Lawnmowers in general are also terrifying.
I now weep for grass.
The grass needs their own Scarlet Witch.
Right.
But yeah, I plan to see it one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, we'll see.
Yeah.
But wow. I mean, this movie, I was asked afterwards, did it exceed my expectations? I said, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know how they were going to do this. All the scenes now in the trailers make so much more sense.
Oh yeah. Especially the scenes that they don't show in the right order.
Or scenes they didn't do, like the famous scene with Cap and everybody running. You saw the Hulk.
Yeah.
Liar.
Exactly.
Liar.
Even there's a Funko Pop that has Hulk busting out of the Hulk.
Liar. Yeah. I was like, you lie.
Yeah.
So that was something.
It's like, hey, when you asked for no spoilers, we gave you the opposite of a spoiler.
Because not only did the actors get fake scripts, we got fake scenes.
Right. So it's like we gave you the anti-spoilers.
Yeah.
So, and of course, our deep fans are wondering how we think if this is going to affect Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, now we can talk about it and go a little more. Now you got my hint of like, listen to Jake Busey's line.
Which wasn't a great hint, because even when I watched it on Friday before seeing it, I was like, oh, it's an Avengers thing, because he mentions New York.
Well, because the only reason I just wanted to illustrate how little the actual episode ties into the film. Like that, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Now, but from when the movie starts in New York, we're led to assume that it takes a few days for the rapture to happen.
At least 2 days, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And that in S.H.I.E.L.D. time, that was still happening the same day. Mm-hmm. I'm curious to see if anybody gets raptured.
I don't think anybody will.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised they don't. Yeah, but that would just be another thing of like, yeah, we're our own thing, but we're not really, but we really are.
But see, I think they can use it. They can not use it for logistical purposes. Where one, of course, we got 3 more episodes. We don't know the actual their time frame. Yeah. For us, it's 3 days. For them, or actually, for us, it's 3 weeks. Yeah. For them, it could be all in the course of 1 day.
Could be.
So their show could end before the rapture happens. Yeah. And that would be great if they did it that way, because no spoilers. Ooh. If nobody ashes away in this, if for some reason in 3 weeks you still haven't seen Infinity War, you still won't see it coming. Yeah. So, but if they did, I could see them totally using that on Deke to kind of throw people off. So he ashes away, and they're like, "Oh, well, that's because of the timeline."
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, going back to S.H.I.E.L.D., our main bread and butter. Yeah. I have no idea how this film. Well, that's the only way it can affect S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. But we don't. But then, as you were talking, I thought where you were going. Mm-hmm. I thought because they were promised protection from these aliens. Yeah. Maybe not the Age of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now, but certain people. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that also means protection from rapture. Oh, yeah. It's a little stretch, more I kind of said it out loud, but, that's, if that was a way they wanted to explain why some people aren't disappearing. Yeah. Maybe.
I just hope that it's not fully ignored. Like, like this next 3 episodes happen over the course of a month. It's like there's no excuse. It just so happens that nobody in this little group of S.H.I.E.L.D. got ashed away,
when the whole thing was about being random.
Yeah.
But not these people.
Yeah. These people were randomly not picked. Yeah. Yeah.
So I gotta, and I also like to make myself feel better, I like to think the actions in Wakanda from New York are way ahead. Yeah. For my own, just depending on what transpires in the next 3 episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. And that's one thing I like, though, about any of the MCU stuff, TV shows, everything, is they don't always give you this exact time frame. In fact, Thor was the only one who even mentioned, well, I did this a week ago or whatever. Everybody else is just kind of, stuff happened when it happened. Yeah.
Yeah. It's up to you to figure it out.
Yeah. So I say everybody just keep seeing this movie as long as it's out, especially when does Venom come out?
I don't know.
Okay. So if Venom is showing at the same time this is, even if you've seen this movie a dozen times, go see it again instead of seeing Venom.
So can I just say one thing?
Yes, please. Okay. Talk about the terrible trailer.
Here's the thing.
We finally got to see him. Everybody wanted to see Venom so bad.
Hey, and I'm not saying it didn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
That's not where this is going. You remember how I didn't want to watch Supergirl because of Kryptonese?
Right.
Symbiote?
Yeah.
Symbiote?
Symbiote. Yeah. Symbiote, my lord, symbiote.
That's not, no. I don't care if that could be a way to say it. It's not.
It's not symbiote. A way to say it.
It's symbiote. A. And B, this is why I was very hesitant on a Venom standalone without Spider-Man. In any way that we know of, but the trailer doesn't make me feel better. Because this movie is basically Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They're already doing that.
Right.
We don't need a Spider-Man. I don't want a Spider-Man who could kill people. Or at least I didn't want it without the introduction with Spider-Man.
Sony is the ex-boyfriend or girlfriend who gets really jealous when they see you off with somebody else. Yeah. So they're like, oh, I can do this without you.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Like the scene that echoed it so much was, when he's riding the motorcycle and they get separated, but then, the symbiote, that's what I'm saying, Jenny Slate.
Yeah.
Symbiote catches the bike. That's a Spider-Man shot.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm just going to wait for Spider-Man.
Right.
I mean,
wait for the better movie.
But that's the thing. I mean, if you're going to do Venom, you have to do it. You have to. He has to be with Spider-Man, and then he could almost literally do the exact same thing. But if we had a history of him with Spider-Man first, it would just feel better to me.
Well, I was talking to our fans ran about it. Besides Deadpool and Punisher, I can't think of any other, big air quotes, bad guy that can hold their own like that.
And I know, and obviously it's secretive stuff.
Yeah.
So they're not going to give it the whole plot. But the reason why Venom works is at first because he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
So who's he fighting? Or is it just a movie of him killing people?
Yeah.
That's not that exciting.
The point.
That's not that exciting. Obviously, it's not going to be. Otherwise, they just spent a lot of money on crap.
Right.
Which wouldn't be the first one, but...
I mean, there are people that go out and watch gangster movies and stuff like that, and that's basically watching people go out and kill people. So...
But with Deadpool, the films have just a little more of a more fun feeling, and more is at stake for that franchise.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't get the Venom.
Because Venom's one where
I just don't get what they're wanting to do other than make money.
Yeah. Because I always start at the top. It's like, is this a movie I would pay full price for?
Yeah.
Definitely not. Matinee? No. Rent it on digital? No. Watch it when it comes to Netflix? Probably not. I have no desire.
The second time I was seeing it, I was seeing it with a lady friend.
Yeah.
And she said, "Is that one?" No. And
nice.
And then afterwards, I
warned her before.
Well, it's just, and I said nothing different than I just said. It's just, it's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is a Spider-Man movie, but not.
Right.
But like I said, what's the stake here? To make money? Well, you need to give me something better than that. Yeah,
because I know people are saying, well, it's teaser, all that, but you're still supposed to hook us.
Yeah, this is not.
And you're not. Yeah.
I mean, even if it was still a well-done teaser, Symbiote would have already killed me.
Yeah.
Symbiote.
But at least Supergirl eventually got you.
Yes.
I don't think Venom's ever going to get you.
Well...
They'd have to really do something amazing.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I was mind blown in a different way about that trailer.
Yeah.
Of like, why?
Yeah.
Any other stray thoughts about the Infinity War, the future? I mean, I think, we don't want to do a play-by-play.
No.
But I think we really said all we can because in some ways we only have half the story.
Right.
So I think the more fun thing people have done lately is obviously guess the future.
Mm-hmm.
You've obviously heard my big one.
Yeah.
Do you have any large guesses, or do you need?
Adam Warlock was my big guess. Yeah. I'm definitely on the.
I think Nebula will still. I think if they're going to substitute, but I think Nebula will play her role in the original medium.
Okay.
Maybe not to the T, but I think Nebula will be a very important figure.
Yeah. Do you think she'll officially join Guardians?
That's the thing. This thing I'm a little wary about with the whole Gamora thing,
right?
And the Mantis thing.
Yeah,
because Nebula's so great being the outsider,
right.
and she's become a good guy, but I don't really.
She can be an outside good guy. She doesn't have to be part of a team.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think I think she could still be kind of like her hero in her own right, but I don't know if I want her on the Milano.
Right.
But Nebula, well, or Mantis. That's an easy fix.
Yeah.
So, but I don't hope she doesn't die.
Right. Well, she has a tendency of nearly dying. She's really good at nearly dying. So.
She has a very, very big tendency to get tortured a lot.
Right. Yeah. Or have parts taken off, nearly taken off. You know, she's detachable.
I think I don't know why. I have some weird sense of like being so happy with Karen Gillan.
Yeah.
Because I didn't watch Doctor Who when I first was introduced to her. So she was just this like person. I was like, you're about to be in a lot of stuff I'm going to watch. I got to know you. And she has just done so well with being.
Yeah, you watched Selfie.
I did. Yeah. All of it. I think now I'm pretty much caught up on the whole Karen Gillan catalog.
Okay.
But it's just, I just from this person who's on a BBC show, she was a companion, and you look at the history of people who play companions, they're not, they're successful in their own right. Don't get me wrong.
But if you're not Billy Piper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, they get work and that's fine.
Right.
But Karen Gillan has like really hit the big jackpot of stuff.
And she also hasn't just gone out and done like other BBC stuff or PBS stuff, Yeah.
She is like I think the one companion that's truly a bankable star right now.
The Doctor would be proud.
It would be.
Yeah.
So I just get so happy seeing Nebula. It's like, yes, Karen Gillan is just killing it right now. And with Jumanji, by God, Karen Gillan.
Yeah, she's racking it in. So.
But that would be another prediction I have. I think Nebula will play her role.
Okay.
Other than that, and when I say, Captain Marvel, Nebula will play these roles, I meant like in general.
Right.
What they're going to do, I have
no clue.
No clue.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing we know for a fact is Thanos will return.
Yes. That's awesome. Oh, that's another thing. I love that they said that. Just that.
And it's not Thanos will return in.
Yeah.
It's just like, he will return.
And I love, because every one of them you have like, will return.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it was just Thanos.
Yeah.
It just, if you already didn't get the gravity of what happened at the end, that helped. In a tiny little way, it just made you feel like, whoa, what about all the other people?
Right. Who knows?
Yeah. Since we still have some time, unless you have to go.
No.
I actually want to get your opinion on the future.
Okay.
So, in
phase 4, I think it's
whatever phase it's going to be.
Okay.
But, everything leading, like you said, this has been 10 years of work. They're leading to these 2 movies, one of which was released, one will be out next year.
Yeah.
I think the Thanos thing will come to conclusion in the next film.
I think it would be a mistake if it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think will be the next thing they're going to work towards?
I think they're going to work towards bringing in some of the A-B+ characters from the Marvel world. So you have like Captain Marvel.
I meant more like the villain.
Oh.
Like, this is someone they've been teasing they're going to fight for many years. And like you said, if they don't end it, there's going to be mistakes. So I don't think in the next big multi-phase, he's going to be back. He's like, oh, I'm back with a vengeance.
Yeah. I think they're going to do some minor villains for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then hopefully lead up to Galactus.
I was going to say that. I was hoping you'd say Galactus.
Yeah.
Because by then, surely this deal will be...
So they can fiddle around with some of the smaller ones and then, work up to the big thing again.
Because I'm trying to think who would be just as scary as these films have made Thanos.
Yeah, and I can't think of anyone that...
Other than Galactus.
Yeah.
And I like to think maybe that's why they don't want to say too much.
Right.
Because I don't think they can yet.
It's like, we're writing this possible story, but we got to see how the real world stuff goes first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see your opinion on that. I'm glad we're both like, it's got to be Galactus.
Yeah.
Who else?
Because that's the only step up.
Who else is as fun to watch them battle it out for?
Yeah. Marvel has a thing for purple.
Purple is dangerous.
Power, yeah.
Purple is
Power stone.
Yeah, I mean, what's up with that?
Right.
But yeah, I'd love to see, again, certain, minor villains or, medium villains. But, if we're talking about a whole big bad for the next, 3 phases? As long as this took, come on, Galactus.
Yeah, because off the top of my head, I can't think of any, minor villains that I want to see on screen.
Well, and there are definitely some that are very dangerous, but will they be cinematically pleasing?
Right.
Like Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whoever fights Mephisto, whether it be Doctor Strange or if they ever get their butts on and make Blade.
Right.
But the big bad, I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound as appealing to me.
No, he would turn into like a Loki again.
Yeah. I mean, which could be a great thing, but the big bad, I don't think that. And I'm trying to think of other people. Yeah. But to be that, it's got to be Galactus.
Yeah. There, we said it. We have said it here first. So another 10 years down the road.
Marvel lawyers, keep writing those documents to buy out Fox. And
we want to see our name in the credits there for coming up with this.
There you go.
Yeah, because nobody else in the entire world has thought Galactus besides us.
Oh, what about Magneto? Because by then you would think, they bought Fox. They can use characters.
If they redo the X-Men universe,
they're going to have to,
and do Magneto a different way than Sir Ian McKellen has done it, I could see it. Sir Ian McKellen has made Magneto such a likable bad guy and such a relatable, understandable bad guy that it's like, maybe I want to be on your side.
It's like, if you have cookies, we're done.
Yeah. Sorry, Professor X. He has cookies you don't.
And he's making it very compelling.
Yeah, he's got a good argument.
Do you think maybe they could make Magneto like that, a low-key type one? Not in the same way, but just like that recurring type villain that we like, but it's not the endgame one.
I think they could, yeah. As long as they kept him a bad guy. Let him go to extremes that current Magneto and definitely Loki didn't do.
Yeah.
I think their problem with Loki is they tried to make him too bad. He's mischievous, not bad.
Yeah.
Magneto can be bad. He has the literal powers to be bad.
Like bad.
Yeah, like bad.
Michael Jackson bad.
Yeah.
But again, as we say many times, we have no form of inside information.
No.
This is just guessing as a fan standpoint.
Unless all of this happens to come true, and then you heard it here first.
And we want that. We want that stake.
Right.
We want to say it right there.
Yeah.
We said it first. But yeah,
because we throw so much stuff at the wall, at least one of these things is going to be true.
I mean, sometimes we get it.
Yeah.
But then again, you throw a million pieces.
Yeah.
Surely you miss all 1 million.
Because if you made
14,605,000.
If you make death predictions going into Infinity War, you're going to be right.
Yes.
No matter who, as long as you guess somebody in the MCU, chances are one of those is going to be right.
I actually was thinking about it last night of how much fun it is once you've seen the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then if, for whatever websites or one that you can call your mind, all the theories that led up to this, and seeing which one stuck.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun to me.
Because the big one going into this movie, everybody was like, well, who's going to die? Iron Man or Cap? Neither. Yeah. So that's MCU going, you thought you knew something.
Going into this movie.
Yeah.
We didn't tell you about the other one.
Right.
But, but everybody was on the money with Vision. Because duh.
Yeah. But, if you didn't guess Vision, then don't go to Vegas. Yeah. You are not good at this.
I didn't expect that. That was actually a fun one.
Yeah.
But any straight thoughts we can inform the people about? I mean, I think Doctor Strange. I feel, and I know the other thing was, what does he know? I think he knows very well what he was doing.
Oh yeah, well, because one thing that I like about Marvel writers, both in their shows and in the movies, is that they write certain lines very specifically. Because
which one are you thinking?
Well, when he asked Doctor Strange, how many scenarios did we win? Doctor Strange says 1.
Yeah.
He didn't say, how many do we live through? He said, how many do we win? 1. They won 1, technically.
Or they're in the process of winning.
Yeah.
All right.
But he didn't say that they were going to live.
Puppy dogs and rainbows.
Right. Yeah, he didn't say, I saw this episode of Supergirl, and here's what works.
Oh no, I should have wrote it down. I thought since what episode were we on in our podcast?
90, this is 96, I think.
Oh, I thought for the 100th one, I wanted to change our phrasing, but I had a great one.
Oh.
But of course it was in the shower.
Oh, best thoughts.
Best thoughts, yeah. And then the best way to go away. I had a new phrase of, similar to puppy dogs and rainbows.
Oh.
But I can't remember it. Hopefully it will come back.
You washed the puppy dogs and rainbows out of your hair.
I did, and the idea.
Yeah.
But it was a new good one to coin for the next 100.
Oh, nice.
But I feel like ice cream cake was one of it.
Okay.
But I don't know the other one.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. And I felt like the combo with whatever that mystery second item was it rolled off the tongue with ice cream cake.
Okay.
But
so if anybody out there can read TiVo's mind,
yeah,
put a comment and let us know what he was thinking.
There you go. But yeah, that actually is good. I just thought he was doing that because he saw the winning. But that's a very good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's that very specific wording they use, and they do it throughout the movies and TV shows that make you go back and go, oh wait, he didn't say live.
They won.
Yeah.
Winning can mean many different things.
Oh yeah.
That's true. And but I guess I was more focused on like when Tony was saying, why'd you do it? Blah blah blah. And he says, it's the only way.
Yeah.
And then before he went away, he said, we're in the end game.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, so you know what's happening. We don't. Tony doesn't, but
yeah. Somehow the guy who has the time stone knows what's going on. It makes sense.
So, what did you think of Spider-Man's Alien reference?
Oh, yeah. I mean, any of his pop culture references are great.
I feel like they've now trapped themselves. He's going to have to do that in every big movie now.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see this really old movie? He's going to have to do it now.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
Yeah, and then we have Peter and Peter with the references. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just love, like, you ever see this old movie, Aliens? Yeah. Makes you wonder, what other movie do you want him to reference now?
And it's like, do you know a movie from before the 70s? I mean, after the 70s, maybe? Yeah. Or before the 70s that you call old. Because it's like, some of the stuff you're mentioning, let's not say old in front of it.
It makes you wonder, it makes me wonder, what other movies? I mean, I'm going to be scared. You ever seen this really old movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Right. You ever saw this really old movie, Iron Man?
Oh, no.
It's like, the MCU's tumbling in on itself now.
Oh, no. It is kind of old.
It was a documentary.
Oh, no. But that was still a great way to get rid of one of the Black Orders.
Yeah.
Basically copy. I mean...
Yeah, suck them out the airlock.
I just love that they're able to just basically copy it, but it makes sense in the moment.
Yeah.
Like how they took down Giant Man.
Yeah.
How they took down the AT-ATs.
Yeah.
How they beat that guy. I mean, it's the exact same thing.
Because when he said the movie Aliens, I'm like, what exactly are you planning? There's a lot from that movie. What exactly are you planning?
And then you're like,
airlock, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, once it happened, I was like, why did my brain go any other way with that?
Yeah. But, that's all. I mean, I think I've talked my head off and read my head off and watched my head off this past, 3-4 days.
Yeah.
I'm still shocked that not everybody I know has seen this film.
Right.
There are some. Very shocking. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
But one of them will be seeing, theoretically be seeing with tomorrow. So that's going to be rectified.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, just, I don't know if I can say more. And I think I pretty much solidified my theories on the next one.
And do you know where you would rank this in yours? Oh, man. I know, this soon after watching it, it's hard to do. Like I said, it's in my top 10, but not my top 5.
Yeah. I couldn't right now.
Yeah.
It's just...
Too fresh.
And also, as a whole, this franchise is so well done. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could really pick moments from all the movies that I could watch on loop.
Oh, yeah.
So... Yeah, it's not fair yet. Maybe after a third time. Ask me the next time we do this.
Right.
Maybe after the third time.
Okay.
I'll have a better ranking or feeling.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure after I rank it, I'm going to be like, no. Yeah.
So now I get the joy of trying to figure out